Yeah. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. Got an awesome live feed going on today, guys. What we're talking about tonight's show is the biggest mistakes in creating multiple income streams. The biggest mistakes in creating multiple income streams. And the reason why we did the show tonight is because, right here, we're based in Atlanta. Everybody and their mama's an entrepreneur.
That's right.
Everybody already have, a job and they're trying to do something else, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with it and everything like that. But a lot of times people, it is pushed out so much, the road to financial freedom, the road to wealth is through having several, multiple streams of income.
That's right.
And people say it's like, damn near like it's like, baking a pie,
Yeah, they do make it seem easy.
Exactly. And what we want to have a discussion in tonight in regards to biggest mistakes in creating multiple income streams is the reality of it. Mm-hmm. The reality of it, because a lot of time the picture is painted is that you can have, your money coming here, then money coming there, money coming from there, and everything's cool. But a lot of what people don't know, especially if you're actually having some success with these different streams, that's a key component, is that as a cost, you got to pay. Mm-hmm. And you got to be realistic about certain things. So I want to have that discussion tonight in regards to the biggest mistakes in creating multiple income streams. Before we get started, again, I am Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. You know, on the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, we talk about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we have over 700 videos on the YouTube channel. So definitely, regardless of what platform that you're looking at us on, make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. You can Google Mr. Short Dollar, it'll pop up on Google search. You'll see this big handsome face of mine. Subscribe to the channel, take advantage of all the great information. So even if you have to leave in the middle of the show, you can always go back to the YouTube channel and see the live feed and the whole show in its entirety. But before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Another Thursday.
Absolutely, best day of the week.
That's right, best day of the week. It's getting hot. Summer's coming.
Hey, man, I see them sundresses. Sundresses and greased legs.
Right.
Pretty toes.
As long as they grease.
Yeah. And on the feet done. You sitting there like somebody got one of them quarters or pennies and scratched on the toes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't scratch y'all feet.
Right.
You're like, what the hell? Yeah, I said don't scratch y'all feet.
Scratch out.
Yeah. Half of a tiny scratch. Done got a quarter or something ran across it.
Right.
What the hell?
Right. And those assy ankles.
Yeah, okay. Stop. We'll say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Reek?
Yes. He in the building.
But yeah, man. But again, man. Tonight's show we're talking about the biggest mistakes in creating multiple income streams. Because again, I do think it's a solid plan to help you on the road to financial freedom, to help you on the road to building wealth, is to have multiple streams of income. Unless you have just one. At the end of the day, typically if you go on that path, maybe you're probably you're debt free. You're sitting there, be able to allocate certain things you don't have normal. I want to say normal, but common other expenses, i.e. children, i.e. mortgages, things like that. Mm-hmm. But it's always a good thing you have certain money come from different angles coming in to be able to add to the kitty. Mm-hmm. But like I said, again, the reason why I want to have the conversation in regards to people today is because far too often the conversation is made, but there's not enough information or shared or knowledge given on being able to set up the structure. We talk about systems and structures all the time in regards to having multiple streams of income, with business rather, and investing. But far too often people don't necessarily know how to lay it out.
Okay.
Because you actually got your job, then you go get your food truck, you actually go get your lawn service and this, that, and that. Now what happens is now everything bumping heads.
Okay.
I can't, I got a job, but I know I cut your grass good. Now you call, I want my yard cut. Well, I got to go to work and I can't do this. I got a job.
Right.
You don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You're doing a little side work and everything, fixing on people's houses.
Right.
Hey, man, well, this is just something I do on the side. Well, that ain't what you said when, you solicited my bid, for me to do it. And that's why we want to have that conversation today.
Right.
In regards to those kind of things where you actually, if you have that system set up and the structure set up for you to have multiple streams of income, they don't conflict with each other, and you don't lose credibility, customers, money in the process of trying to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens far too often. And if you guys, I always told you guys, you know, with me in particular, I've been a serial entrepreneur most of my life. Just the entrepreneur, let me say, not serial. But
right.
I was sitting there thinking earlier today, at my peak, and that's probably like when I was in maybe my mid-30s,
Mm-hmm.
I had seriously strong 8 streams of income coming in.
Okay.
And but that's not a bragging thing, because what I want to share with everybody, some of them were good, some of them were raggedy.
Okay.
Because at that point I had a job, I had the tax business and everything going, I had a salon, we had the entertainment company where we, you know, back in the day, I was a guy that used to provide dancers for poker parties and bachelor parties and everything.
This is a new one.
Yeah, this is a new
one.
Well, you know, some people
You've been
remember
doing this show
Poochie.
for 5-6 years. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
What's going on? Hey, mama, what's going on?
Hey, mama.
Now, some people know about Pooch Entertainment. You know,
Okay.
when they need their bachelor parties or poker parties.
Okay.
Guys still call. They still call.
Okay.
We ain't dormant, you know, but with the entertainment company, the vending, you know, people know I had the vending machines, I still do, the studio, and the cleaning business.
Okay.
And with that said, that was 8 running strong. And I like I said, that was probably maybe about 10, 12 years ago. But with that said, I say that there were things where I was doing okay at.
Mm-hmm.
Some things I was really struggling at.
Okay.
Not because they were bad ideas, I didn't know what I was doing. Some things actually required more hands-on ownership, because I'm out here trying to do every damn thing. It kind of suffered.
Okay.
Good part about it, sometimes when something was up, was up, it was good. But when something went down, made the other thing could come pick it up. You know, it was easy like to be able to balance. I didn't really have any imbalance in my life because I had money to do that. But at the end of the day, some of those things that were struggling, when something may go down, it started affecting my good stuff.
Okay, I got what
So
you're
now
saying.
you're sitting there saying, you know, we're going to talk about this later in the show. The thing I'm trying to make a little side money to bring a little more extra in the cash. Now this shit starting to be a damn detriment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So that's the thing about what we want to have, that we start talking about those biggest mistakes in creating multiple income streams. It's cool to sit here and think to yourself like, damn man, you know, I can make, you know, more money doing this. I'm doing this, and you know, I could. Everybody like my cakes. Everybody, you know, like, you know, how, you know, make these kind of hats or cups and stuff like that. And it's cool. You can make extra money doing it. Until that shit start being a headache or start pulling from other things. You feel me?
Right.
But guys, I forgot to mention, we do have a live call-in show, so feel free to call in, 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. So if you do have any aspirations of creating multiple streams of income, or you have multiple income streams coming up, currently, you may have had some challenges with anything, feel free to call in. Because one thing I do want to say, a lot of times, the narrative is pushed about getting multiple streams of income, but real talk, everybody ain't making money.
Right.
See, you know, a lot of folks like getting around and say, I got this going, I got that going, and people like, yeah, he do this, he do that. But at the end of the day, like, they might show a check, well, I'm driving these trucks, I'm making $5,000 a load, but you ain't telling nobody you ain't bringing home that before $500.
Right.
And see, that's the thing about after all your expenses are paid.
Okay.
After you done sat here and did the show, and all this other stuff, we pulled in $4,000, but nobody knew about the $3,500.
Right.
It took you to actually make everything happen.
Gas, fuel,
Yeah,
all that
and
stuff,
there you go,
insurance,
there you
all
go,
that.
there you go.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, it's a lot of people that can actually get in the conversation where we got this, that, and that going, but you know, being in the profession, I'm being an accountant, I see the truth.
Yeah.
In regards, so I can honestly know, okay, what brings in. I got a different lens, you know, exactly what does that bring in. Not from a revenue side, from actual profit side, or if it's a loss. What you about to ask me?
I was going to say, that's what we talked about on the show a few months back when we were saying you can be busy, but are you making money?
Yeah, don't get busy. Don't get busy confused with profits.
Right.
Never. You see plenty of places lying around the damn corner, but they still ain't even cover. You know, just broke even.
Right.
Ain't broke even and stuff like that. And people will say that all the time. Well, how the hell you can't do this? But they don't understand business.
Right.
You know, that's the thing about it. And a lot of times I've been in partnerships and different things where people will see money coming into a business, not understanding that as the owner, we get our last.
Yeah.
We got to pay the bill, the overhead, i.e. rent, i.e. utilities, i.e. insurance, i.e. employees.
Right.
First, and then what's left, that's what we get. And
I'm sorry, I mean cut you off. People always ask me when I start a new job, they say, why you don't never bring no pictures or nothing to sit on your desk or nothing like that? I said, because when times get hard, the employees are the biggest expenses a company has.
Yeah, either way to trim the fat.
Right.
We learned that in grad school. Hey, first way to trim the fat, lay off people.
The only thing I got to do is pick up my bag and go.
You funny, man.
You ain't got to mail me nothing because ain't nothing here I need.
Lab you hell. Now, with that said, I have a couple of items that I would say, we're talking again tonight about the biggest mistakes you have in creating multiple income stream. Remember, guys, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. What's up, Trey Nicole? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Again, guys, 678-740-9894. That's the call-in number. So again, I'm losing my train of thought. With the listing I have, these are like some of the biggest mistakes that you can make, and they common mistakes. They common mistakes because a lot of times, remember when we talk about getting into business, people all think about the positive sides, and they don't necessarily look at what you can say is negative or whatever, but it's more realistic. Because I don't want to put that in the spirit. No, this shit real.
This happens.
And again, when you try to start adding certain things into your life with the aspiration of it helping you or putting you in a better situation, again, there's a cost attributed to everything. And people just look at it, okay, look, I can just do this side gig, or we can just go into business and make this, and it's going to make me better. But it can also make you worse depending on everything, because it's a cost to make everything happen. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it not necessarily be, the actual money you spend. It could be the time. It could be relationships.
Right.
All that kind of stuff got to come to play. And if you're not really familiar with that, you're not going to really even be, that ain't going to really run across your mind with doing it. So with that said, tonight's show, again, we're talking about the biggest mistakes in creating a multiple income stream. The first mistake that I think people miss all the time is mastering one revenue stream.
Okay.
Mastering one revenue stream. I always tell people all the time, make sure you get yourself an anchor.
Okay.
Make sure you get yourself an anchor. What's an anchor? The anchor is just the main damn way you got your money coming in. At the end of the day, if this and that, if you got 4 items going on and everything bringing in 25%, your ass in a bad way.
In a bad way.
If you got one on bringing in 60% and the other 3 catching the rest of it, great. That's the thing about it. And a lot of times, people they're so stuck in to be here, there, and there. You need that anchor.
Okay.
The anchor can be your the main business. It could be most of the time your job and everything. I tell entrepreneurs all the time, don't you leave your damn job.
I start a business, Pooch. I'm finna be rich.
Shit, man. People say that all the time, man. I want to do this and leave their job and all that kind of shit. Man, we talk about all the time, like, man, I got y'all the plantation. It's benefits of the plantation. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Don't get it twisted, because when you go on that side of it, there's no PTO. There's no paid sick leave. There's no insurance, lunch breaks, all this other kind of stuff. Mainly the system and structure. When you go to work, you get trained and plug and play. You go to work, you get fired, somebody else come in and learn the system. When you own the business, you have to create the system. Your marketing, your management, your financing, all that kind of stuff, you got to create it, or you got to get somebody else to create it for you.
Right.
All that stuff had to be set up, your system, how you're going to reach people, your social media marketing, all that kind of stuff has to be devised by you. And if you have not done that, now you stopping here. Now I got to go back and do this. Now I got to go back and fix that. Right?
Right.
And the thing, again, you had the aspiration of making all this money and doing this other kind of stuff because it was fun, and people like your cakes, and people like your pies, and how you do, folks' yards. Now it's a hindrance. So you got to sit here and just like, look, let me get this one anchor. And that one anchor is that safety net. We talk about the 3 levels of entrepreneurship, from the actual, just exploring, the safety net, then, actually the free fall where you're 100% self-employed. You got to be realistic with yourself, but you still got to have that main nut going on.
Okay.
And mine is my tax business.
Okay.
Everybody know me. That's my main thing.
Right.
From January to April, if you know me, your boy balls to the wall. No sleep zone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, I'm tired and I'm all beat up.
But that's your main.
My main thing.
You're right.
My main thing. And then next, we got mainly just, the bookkeeping, accounting folks that pretty much will cover everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else be gravy.
Right.
But it's still a cost associated with doing certain stuff. But you got to make sure you master one revenue stream first. Guys, if you look again, if you got any questions about multiple streams of income, things you may be making mistakes on or anything like that, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. You're a potential entrepreneur. You think about stepping out doing your own thing. You already got a job or something like that. You got questions about things you're scared about. Call in 678-740-9894. But yeah, man, that anchor is so important because a lot of times people will say, I want to get away from this, and you can't really even establish a blueprint to get away. And you ask me a lot, people ask, when do you know you want to actually leave your job? When I would tell people, one of the key things that's going to hit you when you want to leave your job to go do your own thing is that that other thing outside of that, the main anchor is overwhelming. You know what I'm saying?
You got too much of it.
Yeah. You know, when I had that big nice office downtown, oak and marble and all that stuff, till they put me in that damn cubicle. But serious business, when I started making more money in the tax business, I knew then, okay, cool, it was right to do it. Now I just got to sit here and get over my personal fears about going out by myself. But you'll actually know when it's time, but you definitely need to have some kind of anchor and everything. We got Broncos Mill CDA, let's say, it's scary to quit the job and do your part-time, full-time. I thought about it, but I've been scared, and when business is slow and I don't make any money for the month, then I'm thankful I didn't. And that's a great point, because a lot of times we focus so much on things. And thanks for the comment, Veronica. One of the biggest things that a lot of times is that when we focus so much on the good times. Man, look, we just did this barbecue. We was at a family reunion. Right. We sold all these plates. Them folk went crazy. They like this and all that kind of stuff. We finna go to another place and just, rent out a booth or get a vendor table. You spend it. Your ass ain't sold shit.
And not one thing.
Yeah, and now you panicking. Like, what going on? People don't want to do this, that, and that. But that's how business goes. Shit, I always be straight up people. Hit July. Oh, my phone ain't ringing at all.
It says dry.
Hey, my stupid ass, I'm calling my damn office just to make sure the damn phone on. Shit. I ain't coming at all.
Right.
And understanding that, and that's a great point, because far too often people get moments or good events and confused with they're going to be something consistent.
Right.
And, just like depending on what your business is, let's say like a landscaping business and stuff, it's kind of cyclical. So, they're going to make the bulk of that money during the spring and the summertime because everybody want to get the yard fixed. Yards go dormant, things like that. People saving their money, they don't need to get their grass cut. There's no interest in doing that. So what the hell your plan is? Some guys sit here and say, well, we got these kind of contracts, that kind of stuff going. Or they may have been, everybody's not going to be savvy like doing that.
Right.
Because they can just get confused. Well, damn, 2 or 3 months this summer, I made X amount of dollars. But they weren't understanding that was during that peak season. You feel me? And a lot of times people don't be prepared for that. And it's nothing wrong, guys. Listen. It's nothing wrong with not want to be a full-time entrepreneur.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. And a lot of times what people don't get is people will share with you what they want to share with you. And what I mean by that is, like, everybody want to say, well, yeah, I got this going, I got that going. But it's social media world. Everybody gonna put their pictures, post them on their trips and all that kind of stuff, show their cars, their houses and everything. And they ain't gonna never show you when they crying because they have rent due. Right. And all that, and it happened. Life be life, right? So you have to be honest with yourself from a time, money, hell, interest standpoint, how much you want to be able, to be able to devote to something. Because I have 20-hour days sometimes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't want to do a part-time, they want to do a full-time because they don't want to be they don't want to be seen as a failure because they think if they do a part, you ain't making enough that you just can't quit your job. You making this money, you can't quit your job. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? People outside of what they got, other structure that they got going on, always want to implement something into the plan, trying to tell them,
they never did shit.
And they never did nothing.
And what's funny about that is, what's up, line lady love? What's going on?
What's going on?
one of the funny things, I had a conversation with a family member of mine. They were saying that, young family member, they were saying to me that when they were trying to do their business, people were like, well, where your money at? Why you ain't doing this? Why you ain't doing that? But they not understanding, when you actually start a business up, it's this kind of stuff.
Right,
it's
right.
progression. So you can't have the actual perspective that I'm going to come into the gate, make the same damn amount of money somebody a job.
Right.
No, you're actually, you got to have in your mindset, I'm building this, and while I'm building this, and I'm love building this, it's going to get to that point. That may take some months, that may take some years, but you got to understand it's a process. And because this person's like, yeah, I'm not, no, that's not how that works.
Right.
And a person has never done that before. Now, I ain't talking about, it's easy to get, you can't get confused having that anchor and this additional stuff coming in with just this additional stuff by itself.
Right.
Like, no, it's easy to kind of not having that fear. But that's why I say you got to be honest with yourself. Can you handle that? You know, and it's nothing. There is no wrong answer.
That's
the
true.
the only difficult part come of it what? When you have boss man aspirations, but you don't want to do that kind of shit. You don't want to
employee.
Yeah.
You got employee dedication.
There you go. Anybody that know me personally know, like, shit, Poochie might be at 1 or 2 in the morning doing stuff, but I get down like that. But I'm cool with, hey man, morning I want to have my drink, I want to go smoke some cigars at 1. I get down, I like, but that's how I live.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Right.
That ain't for everybody. You know, I can sit here, scramble up, boom, 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 and do a couple things. I'm fine. And I'm cool with, if I have a certain amount of money coming in, that's going to cover my lifestyle for a couple months. I'm cool with that.
Right.
That ain't for everybody.
Right.
And that's why I say, people, you have to know who you are. Now, with that said, again, that first one being mastering one revenue stream, an easy way where I give people advice is that one way to build off, just to say you want to start your a revenue stream, just be looking at side things, is knowing what you're good at. Knowing what you're good at and maximize. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. They were looking at going into an industry. They were looking at going to the transportation industry, but they've been in athletics for 20 years because they've seen people making money, heard the conversations. I say, hey man, why don't you just start making like an athletic training? If you've been coaching all this other kind of stuff, you know, just do some side training, do some consulting work, do this, that, and that kind of stuff. People, between our ears, we have millions of dollars of information.
Right.
We just don't know how to monetize it. And sometimes because I see Lab and damn, they making money doing, you know, the podcast show. Poochie, I'm doing this other kind of stuff. I can get in the tax business, but I understand Lab got a secret sauce. Poochie got a secret sauce, and don't get it twisted.
Right.
You ain't me, and I ain't you.
Right.
And the thing about it, you have things that you can monetize that I don't know. That there are people will pay a lot of money to get that information. You know what I'm saying? They're like, damn, man. You know, just listen to some guys. And when we had that conversation, I'm like, bro, I wouldn't get into something that's not my world.
Right.
I know what Poochie know, and I know, like, look, man, if it ain't nothing I'm familiar with, I'm always interested in learning new things. But one thing I always tell people, stay in your lane.
Right.
Stay in your lane. You know, and a lot of times folks don't want to be honest with themselves. Because when people a lot of times want to go down the road of entrepreneurship, 2 ways to kind of send them on, 2 thought processes, right? Usually, they have had some success doing something, you know, like I said, you might, you know, pretty good at painting, paint a couple people's houses. You know, you've been working on cars since you were little.
Right.
So now you start doing that, landscaping, you making clothes, some trinkets or whatever. So you start going out there. That's one way. You know, you say you have success with a skill set you have, you want to monetize it. The other one is probably the way I think most people, they see somebody making money doing it. Hell, I can do it. Right. They making all this money in trucking. Shit, I'm going to get my CDL. Hell, y'all doing that. I see the video. Folk making all kind of money with podcasts. Right. I'm going to start my own damn thing. Oh, man, shit, I'm hearing about this money people making doing taxes. I'm going to do taxes. Right. And you get into it like, man, what the hell?
Didn't know it take 10 years even for a lot of this stuff to even catch on.
Hey, man, and a lot of that be ignorance of just kind of being naive how things go. Sometimes it just be
outside looking in,
greed, all kind of facts. It's not a bad way you can come to it, but those are the triggers. A lot of times people see it and just think, because when you good at doing something, people think it's a lot easier than what it is. Because, man, you make it seem smooth for this, that, and that. That's what that's just me. Yeah. There's a lot of times I see brothers doing stuff like, damn, man. And I can look at like, that's a lot of stuff he doing. But he seems like he got it. And I know damn well I ain't gonna deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but that's just me. I probably, like I said, I got an eye. I can see like, man, I know I'm not a creative person. I'm a very structured, military. Get up this, work out that. That's me. Right. That's me. And if I miss this, I'm gonna do this day. Being able to be creative and knowing this, that ain't my world.
Trying stuff, just seeing, yeah.
That ain't my world.
Yeah,
that ain't my world.
A lot of times people don't realize that a lot of this stuff, you if you're familiar with it just a little bit, you may be able to do it. Mm-hmm. But if you, like you said, if you're good at it, you're going to make it look easy. Like, I can look at you and say, damn, good push be throwing them taxes out. But I know better. I don't like numbers. You know, that's why I didn't become a structural engineer. Mm-hmm. I was like, no, too many numbers. Oh, I'm sorry, chemical engineer. Too much math. I don't like math. So why would I go into Poochie's business and be like, you know what? Poochie making a grip. He said he'd be from January to March. April, he'd be working, and he just cruise the rest of the year. That's what I want to do. But ain't nobody see you on AOK and on AOK trying to give out free taxes so you can build a business.
Man, ain't nobody see my ass 1 or 2 in the damn morning doing no damn taxes.
Right.
Eyes bloodshot red and shit. Ain't nobody see that. That real talk, man. Uh-huh. And that's one of the things about it. And that goes to our second point. We start talking about mistakes, the biggest mistakes in creating multiple income stream. The second one is you can't get obsessed with other people's income. Mm-hmm. I can't be counting your money.
Right.
Hey, man, let me tell you something, Lamb.
You can count it. It might be counted wrong.
Let me tell you something, Lamb. This real talk. I've been in the game 22 years. Last year, I think we was hovering around that 45, 50 people working. And I went into this tax season kind of like the same idea. You know, I come in here like, yeah, we're training these many people. 20-some people work for the most part this year. And a lot of people left, solid people left, because I know what they were doing. Counting my damn money.
Right.
You know, just like, yeah, well, he doing this, I'm doing taxes, I can do this and that and that. Right. But, you know, it's not a knock. And I think anybody got potential to do anything. But, you know, for whatever reason, they don't like talking to people, they don't want to hustle, they don't want to burn the midnight oil. They weren't going to be able to do that.
Right.
I knew that looking at them. Now, I knew they could actually do what they were doing, but you can't get it twisted. And a lot of times, people will see it and see what somebody else is doing. They're having a lot of success with doing it from a visual standpoint, and they really, really underestimate what other people are doing. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing you cannot get enamored in, money, because what you find out, what I felt has been a good product, a byproduct of my blueprint for my success. I'm sorry, is that I'm a charge and I want my money, but I've never chased money.
Right. And
people know me, like I talk about finances, but I don't talk about money. Right. I got to get this. I'm gonna make that. I get this money. I don't talk like that. I feel like if I'm doing something I'm happy with, I'm having fun, I'm good. This, that, and that. Like, I can sit here and run my day. Anybody know I can run my damn mouth. Like, this heaven sent.
Right.
I can run my damn mouth all day. All day.
Hours.
Anybody know that?
Right.
Put you shut the hell up. This, that, and that. And you turn around and say, I can get paid running my mouth. And even, like, instructing people doing the taxes. I love figuring out stuff. You know what I'm saying? Logic, problems. So you getting a tax return. Figuring out, hey, man, you know, that. When somebody come to me, man, my tax semester, this, that, and that. Man, I get hyped because I like fixing stuff.
Right.
That was all missing, little boy, logical problem, analytical stuff. That's just me. Uh-huh. When you're doing things you love and like, the byproduct is going to be money. Mm-hmm. It's going to be success. That's just how I look at it. Mm-hmm. When you typically go for money, you're going to chase money, but you're going to miss all the things that are going to come along with getting money, right. i.e. spending money to make money. Mm-hmm. And those kind of things happen all the time because you're not thinking about it. You're so stuck on, let's say it is so far in chasing dollars, but it's a cost of chasing dollars.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of times people don't, look at it. And if you are really passionate about something you're doing, and I'm very honest about this, And like I said, I don't cut no corners. I'm short dollar. I ain't low dollar.
Right.
I find something you love doing, damn near like you'll do it for free. And your energy will be more towards that. You know what I'm saying? And when you got that kind of passion with doing it, you love doing this and this, something you like, doing it. Like if you do landscaping, you like, damn, I hooked that yard up.
Right.
Or you did that nice little cut at the barber, like, damn, man, I hooked this hat. Those kind of guys are always gonna be successful because they're passionate about it. But if they're like, man, I gotta go to the shop and do so many heads, the energy ain't gonna be there.
It's not gonna be the same.
Exactly. And like I said, when you're doing something you love doing, the byproduct, whatever it is, the byproduct is gonna be success and money.
Okay.
That's very important because it'll go the same thing with, you just going to work every day. It's the difference between a job and a career. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If that's your career, you want to be this dang attorney, you're going to go through the ranks or whatever. If you sit there and go to your job, just say, I'm starting off at UPS, and, I'm going through all this, that, and now I went to the supervisor training. I went through, management training. I'm doing this, that, and that. They got a new program going. You'll go through the ranks. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're
Regardless of what it is. It don't even have to be something that you got to have an actual college-educated skill set. You know what I mean? If you start off, hey, I want to be this plumber, you actually go through the whole process. It would take years to become a master plumber.
Right.
Become a master electrician. Those kind of things, you're going to sit here and go through it because typically at some point you're going to get tired of that shit because you're going to make money, but you can get tired of crawling in, the urine and all that kind of stuff. But if you like doing, okay, cool, you're going to grow. If that makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
And if you don't, sometimes you're just going to stay stagnant. Not saying what's right, not saying what's wrong. But we start talking about actually having growth in something, your passion got to be there. Passion usually triggers that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like
it makes you feel like you accomplished something too.
Yeah.
But if you just doing it, it's a different thing. Lady Lionel said she about her money. When you say you gonna charge it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I ain't know. Anybody know me? I ain't never been the type of person man, you better get this. Where my money? They ain't never been me. Right. I don't mess around by no damn money. But at the end of the day, my thing is like, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, do that. Now, to get to where I'm at, I did a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But when you start seeing true success and you start getting some OGs or solid mentors or start seeing people that are where you really want to be, and because typically, I'm just share this with you, people that actually have true success and people that fronting, the biggest way you find out is the people that have true success, they don't mind talking to you.
They don't mind tell you about it.
Yeah. A person that's fronting, they be like, well, acting like, it's some FBI secret, CIA shit. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to say, like, they don't want to really tell the truth. I ain't really got no damn money.
Right.
But people that are really, really successful, they don't mind getting you the game. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want you making the mistakes they made. Because they'll see things that you're doing that they did. And that's, I done ran across all of them. And when I say that, I'm not saying, because, hell, I do consulting work. So I charge, but at the end of the day, when we talking about true mentors and all that kind of stuff, talking and everything, people that actually can give you that quick answer and stuff like that, they ain't too much of trying to hide stuff.
Right, they want to tell you straight up.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, I remember the cat Jimmy, when I first started my tax business, man, he would just give me all this stuff. And I, just young in business, it's like 2001, 2002. I said, man, he was just like, man, I got this person. He was in New Orleans. Jimmy dead now, but he was in New Orleans. And he was just helping me out with all these referrals and stuff. And I was like, hey, man, you don't ever be like tripping on getting your business. He said, it's 300-something million people in the country.
Right.
There'll never be enough preparers. So this before all this damn online, you do yourself shit. This before all that.
Right.
And so he was just like, man, it's enough money out here to be made. Cool. And that was good for me to hear as a young man, because I've always been, helpful to people, because that's how, I went through the ranks. But passion and love, man, is going to carry you a whole lot further than being driven for money. So that's why I say don't ever get caught up in what another person doing, because Lab's journey, Pooh's journey, the next person be totally different. You may hit success quick. Just might be the draw. I can't hate on it.
Right.
He ain't did shit, this, that, and that. No, it just came to him quicker. You know what I'm saying? And other people can look at that like, man, this, that, and like jealousy, greed, envy, all this stuff come out, but like, damn, I'm happy for him.
Right.
That's how he did it.
Right.
I'm gonna keep going on my journey, my
might
path.
Not work that way for me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just it. That's just it. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of people that have started, like, you know, with the YouTube channels that people I surpassed, mm-hmm. that were doing it before me, and there's people that started after me have shot past me. Mm-hmm. I ain't got no damn time to be sitting there like, man, what the hell that he did. No, I can't focus on them.
Right.
And I can look at them and damn, well, maybe something I ain't doing. Well, maybe I need to add in a call in, or maybe I need to change my website. Man, you know, things you maybe can right. look at with doing it. But I damn sure need to be like, why the hell he didn't? No.
Not at all.
No, I can't get caught in that. That's what you doing.
Right.
I'm happy for you. The time I'm worrying about being jealous and hating and shit, I'm not putting in time to better me.
To do other things.
Exactly,
right,
exactly.
Right. To better my business.
Sexy Redbone said 100%. Guys, feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. Let me go down the stream. See if anybody got any comments. The TikTok for Mr. Short Dog ain't really got too many people coming in. I'm a little surprised. You have a lot of folk flooding in. See if I got anything on the Instagram. But yeah, not being, you know, caught up in other people's income. That's huge. Because a lot of times people get into business looking at, man, I heard they can do this, I heard they can do that.
Right.
And like I said, I've had people leave me again, leave the team. They want to do their own stuff. And, man, that shit don't work.
Because they feel like you making too much money.
I've had not one person left me, that left my business, that worked with me, that had success. Not one.
We had the same thing. You know, people come here, and they say, oh, he ain't doing nothing but adjusting the camera and putting it on us. We can do that. And then they go and try to do it, and I'm not saying I'm the best at this, because I still learn every day. But it's a lot more to it than just putting the camera on you and turning on the live stream.
And let me say this: I'm not saying that they left and you know, it was dirty for them to leave and they didn't have no success. I'm saying that I really feel most of them left because of money, mm-hmm. and they didn't leave because of, you know, they weren't mentally prepared to have a passion to be able to go through the BS.
Right.
And that's what happens
true.
a lot.
That's true.
Because, you know, with the YouTube channel, hell, we went. I'm Mr. Short Dollar. We 3-4 years in before we made money.
Right.
Who the hell gonna do that?
Yeah.
Who the hell gonna do that?
Yeah. You're right.
So those are the kind of things people don't understand.
Yeah, you're right.
3 or 4 years we're doing it, lad. So that's
when nobody watching.
Hey, when nobody watching, but my mama.
Always mama.
Shout out, mama. Damn wife leaving me, right. All this other kind of shit.
Right. But you made it through.
Hey, man.
Because you saw the end game.
There you go.
That's what a lot of people don't really realize. They saw the end game. Like I say all the time, I quit this every day to begin again.
There you go.
Because I get, you know, you get frustrated. You're like, dang, why this ain't catching? What's going on? You know, what I need to do? And then you just try it and you see what happens. That's all you can do.
You have to. A lot of times, entrepreneurs, we got to talk ourselves out of the ledge a lot.
Yeah. Because,
you know, it's a very lonely walk. Mm-hmm. When you start going into, hey, dude, because it's the money and success is very alluring.
Right.
To do it, but it's it's frightening.
Really.
When you like, man, shit, how I'm gonna pay this? How I'm gonna pay that? Mm-hmm. You know, when you sit there and money ain't coming in with certain things, and you done tried this because. You start laying out ideas. You know, I make videos all the time, mm-hmm. and put all kind of passion into it. And that shit got 10 views.
Right.
I go say some something stupid. I'm sorry, curse. Something stupid, and they got 15,000 views.
Right.
And you sitting there like, what the heck? What's going on?
Right. Yeah. What's the form?
And you can't put a finger on it.
You can't.
And you want to sit there and just, you know, don't beat yourself up. We're doing certain things. I'm telling you, man. I've been in spots where, like, man, this is not gonna work, and folks, mm-hmm. man, you still doing your taxes stuff. Those late 2000, before 2010, the market crash and all that stuff. Uh-huh. That shit was rough, man. Mm-hmm. That was rough, man. That was a rough period with those early years of doing that stuff and trying to do taxes And man, I'm really trying to be reputable and everything, and just going through, and it was rough. But that's why I can sit here and be honest with people, because I know it myself. One of the quick first things, a lot of people come to me with like, hey man, I got this business going, and we eventually want to have a LLC, and then we're gonna start this and start that, had this umbrella. And I go back to what I said earlier, man. Look, man, you trying to get all this stuff going. You ain't even got one main thing going with money.
Right.
Like, those are words. Those are words, man. And I remember, man, having those kind of aspirations, having that kind of energy, because it sound good. Well, I own this company, I own that company, I own that, and that's cool. But I don't think that is just means you pay the Secretary of State. But we talking about out here making change, out here making money, and it's different. You wake up like, okay, shit, okay, we good. And and it's what you don't want to have happen is this thing that you started, and now your ass trying to figure out how the hell I'm keep this stuff going. Or how the hell.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and that's where you don't want to be, is the thing that you wanted to create is now a hindrance. Was you about to say something later?
I was going to say, Lion Lady Love says that everybody want to make money on IG. It's not working. Can't fool me. So they said people like mess when you saying you can say some crap and it'll get 15,000 views.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said people like mess. And Lady Lion Love says that, Lion Lady Love says that I'm glad I don't have to fake it. Nothing I know the Fed watching. One thing I know, one thing she knows, the Fed's watching.
Yeah.
Internet is the Fed. You ain't know that?
Yeah, but here's a key thing, and this we talking about again. Biggest mistakes in creating multiple income streams. Guys, feel free to call in if you got any questions about multiple streams of income, mistakes you have made. You want to share your story. Call in 678-740-9894. Again, the call in number 678-740-9894. One thing about it is that, and we talk about the mistakes. This third one this is one that I know that messed me up a lot, and that's your other revenue streams get affected.
Okay.
You sitting out here trying to, do taxes, and hell, I'm behind shit at my job. I'm trying to sit here and do new things, with the cleaning business and all this other kind of stuff. That damn studio,
right?
And it's taking care away from this other damn money,
right? And
that's one of the biggest things mistakes that people, when they trying to make other streams of income, multiple stream of income, is that of course you have this build out phase. You got to do things. You got to spend out some money, spend out some time to get stuff doing it. But a lot of times, because what you said earlier, people don't want to actually admit that, hey, look, this shit ain't going right.
Right.
Not that you quitting, not that you being impatient. Like, this is not working.
Right. It's not working.
This is not working. And trying to hang on. And when I talk about that thing with that studio, man, like, I didn't want to look like a failure. I didn't want to look like a failure. I didn't want to look like we were doing stuff we didn't know what to do, and we didn't. We didn't. And it was very challenging to me, because, man, I'm putting in money, I'm paying rent for some shit ain't there. We buying all this. We steady buying damn equipment. Well, maybe we get this, we offer that. We buying this shit, buying that shit. And this, I don't even know a damn thing about music. And my partner didn't either.
But y'all go get it.
Yeah, but see, I can't, I ain't trying to blame him, but I came in under false pretenses. But but again, like, you looking at, like, man, this stuff is affecting stuff. And now I'm pulling shit out of my house, my personal money, to keep this shit open. You know what I'm saying? How many people do you know actually, when you sit here saying that, look, I'm actually working, I'm taking my check to pay for rent at my business.
Right.
I'm taking my check to pay for this equipment to do this, that, and that. And then the money that the business making really just cover the, go back to paying your person. I mean, all kind of stuff.
Right.
Nothing sustaining itself. Nothing sustaining itself. And you done went through a little honeymoon phase, a walking phase. Like, this shit ain't working.
Right.
And I'm keeping this stuff going. It's not going anywhere. Again, 'cause like I say, you do have this inception phase where you actually got to go through the whole startup build out where hey, we're doing this. But like if it's steady going like this,
up and down,
years in, like nah, ain't no damn up. It's just straight down. And you pulling out of your damn house. You asking your significant other. You cashing in your 401k. All this kind of shit. To a point we like, damn, how many people done did that?
Right.
And then you done went into it. Now you're like, man, I left my to the point that was brought up earlier in regards to actually, leaving. Done left your job, and now you say now you're doing that kind of stuff. Now you're back at it, or you back somewhere else. And just a lot of times it may be circumstance. A lot of times, most times, it's poor planning. But you got to make sure that hey, look, remember we start looking at the other streams of income. Of course, we got to create it, build it out, but they're supposed to add to, not be constant taking from.
Right.
They're supposed to add to. Not taking from.
Not draining.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that's the thing about it. You don't want to just, you want to be in business, not business.
Right.
And like you sitting there like, the shit I'm trying to create is just being a hindrance. And that's what happens so many times. People go in partnership, whatever. Now we got us a little shop. Now we got us a little office space. I got my job and we doing that, but now hell, ain't no sales going in. I'm steady paying for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now we can't do family trips. We can't do this, that, and that. Like again, I say again, you still got to go through that little inception phase.
Do you think people need to, when they have multiple streams, incomes going, is affecting the other streams? Like they got 5 and 2 of them are affecting the other 3. Do you think they ought to prioritize those things? The 2 that's not making any money or are affecting the other 3 may be their favorite ones. How do they go about? Like, the other 3 may be making money, but the 2 that they really love is not, and it's affecting the other 3.
Well, the first thing you got to do is just be realistic. Is it's just a phase? It is just like it may be a cycle. Just the market do this, prices increase. Just maybe something high in the summer, something high in the winter. And while this is up, this is down, and kind of balancing out. You got to just number one address what that is first.
Right.
And then the second thing is just you got to take emotions out. See, emotions in business will always cause destruction. And just what you love, that's what you care about. That had you on a downfall. What I'm worried about what Lab and other people gonna say. Right. Oh man, yeah, he had to quit this, he had to sell that. That shit had your ass on, homeless. So you just gotta be realistic about number one, what is it? Is it just something that just like a one-time occurrence or whatever? Perfect example was when COVID hit, and I had to close the shops down. Right. And I had to be realistic about, hey, look, this was just something that happened. Right. Like, hey, then once it came out of it, I had to be, be a little crafty with getting everything back in place. But I had to be honest with myself. You had to just look like that was just COVID. And some businesses didn't get affected like that. Right. But that was just a thing that happened. Like, okay, let me carry this. Once we start getting back, then we can kind of build back up and get those things in place. But those are things you got to be realistic about with that. Just like, look, man, I really started this, this bakery shop. I don't want it to fail. But, man, you missing mortgage payments. You missing car notes. Now, sometimes we've all heard the glory stories where, people stayed down and did this and they turned to be a success. That does happen. But that shit don't happen that much.
It's a rare occurrence.
Yeah. You got to be realistic, man. When you lose your house, when you lose your damn family, try to sell them cakes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
that chicken out the
hell yeah, I'm being serious. I'm being serious about that. One big way is people want to be real estate. And I'm getting into that. Hey, I want to have these properties and all that other kind of shit. You missing your house notes. You missing your car notes. Trying to have that damn maintain this rental property. Right. Man, shit. It can't. So you got to be very, very careful that when we start talking about having those multiple streams of income, that what you're doing is not really having that big, massive negative impact on the other streams, okay? Guys, remember the call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894.
Yeah, we had that, when Slick caught COVID for that whole few months, and we had to shut down. I still had to pay for the hostings. I still had to keep that maintained because we were still, you know what I'm saying, we still had shows there, but when everybody did eventually come back, I didn't have to start up anything over again. You know what I'm saying? So I had to maintain that. That cost still had to be paid for.
But that was a phase, not the new norm.
Right.
And that's why I say you got to address that to see if that's going. Again, we're talking about the biggest mistakes of creating multiple income streams. one major thing I think a lot of people don't really understand because they hear the word about passive income, to be able to set that up and everything. I don't want people to understand passive income is not necessarily passive.
Mm-hmm.
And again, guys, feel free to call in 678-740-9894. People a lot of times don't understand in order for you to get those particular things running, it's going to be a cost associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
My vending machines, a lot of times, man, I'm sitting there like, okay, cool, I can go buy, pick up $100 a week, whatever, from a machine, but shit break down, the candy done got, Bud done got into the candy, I done lost all that, and when you're looking at simple math, we're saying, I got this machine that's supposed to generate this amount of money. Mm-hmm. You're not looking about the damn, now it done broke it, took somebody dollars. It's sitting there now. I gotta pay the repair guy $400 damn to repair it. Shit, lab. So I'm already done lost $200 in candy.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. The money I probably gonna make now, that's gone for repaying this guy.
Right.
Then I gotta re-up the candy. So it's gonna take me maybe a couple months. Get back in the green with that and everything. And that happens all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of times people are like, okay, I want to have this actual side business going. We start talking about it like, hey, man, these things you think are simple. A big one is a lot of times people talk about, rental properties and investment properties. Man, you talking about purchase, rehab costs and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Now you rent out, okay, cool. I'm renting, typically, if you clean out $150, $200, that's kind of safe zone. Mm-hmm. Safe zone, you're like, okay, we're doing it. Most time people, just be able to get something, market rent with everything. Now, this is a little different now because we are in the rentals market. Mm-hmm. The past year and a half, rents have went up astronomically. You may have a little fatter margin in certain situations now. Mm-hmm. But typically, a lot of times you sitting there looking at like toilet done bust, heating done went out. Now, you got systems in place you can create it. But we talking about those things, an experienced landlord and an experienced property management, all this stuff set up. Don't get that twist with somebody new in the game. We're telling you new in the game, you're getting this stuff here going. You're gonna have to create. You're gonna have to go through cuts and bruises to get to that point where you're like, okay, I understand how this is going. Right. And you sitting there like, man, I gotta pay for the adder went out, the water done went out, it's leaking, that's going on. Hot water heater done bust and all this other kind of stuff. You come out all that shit and you like, man, you ain't clearing no damn profit for maybe months.
Yeah. And you still got to pay the mortgage.
Yeah. Just think about that.
Right.
But you sitting there looking on this fix or flip shit and thinking, okay, I can do these particular things. I
bought this house for $10,000. I just sold it for $122,000.
There you go. And it doesn't work like that.
Right.
Man, me and my partners, man, it was about 10 years ago. I can talk about it now. Man, we went in and go get us this damn house out there downtown Decatur. My one buddy, he knows some chick. Work down in zoning and all that. Mm-hmm. We go get it, and if you know anything about just flipping anything like that, is when you purchase and you start doing certain things, code got to come in, they got to come in and the inspectors rather. You got to book the appointment. They may take a couple weeks, and they come in, they see something wrong, then you got to reschedule something. So this shit may go on for months.
Right.
We're doing it. My man, I got a girl work down at the city. She can streamline it through. Cool. Man, we done sit here and just, we 20-something grand in. Mm-hmm. We done did this and everything. Old girl, surprisingly, quits. I don't even think old girl existed. I've said this before, so I ain't trying. You ass
you don't think she existed?
Yeah, no. If you ass listening, you know what the hell I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we end up losing over $20-something thousand. Me and my partners. And we said, and it was all set up on, I made a fatal mistake because I didn't do the normal
checks and balances.
Yeah, that I did because I trusted somebody.
You didn't do the due diligence.
I ain't gonna blame them. I blame myself because because I knew them, I still should have did my checks and balances. But yeah, the normal due diligence wasn't done. But those kind of things, we sit there looking at it like, hey man, we can create passive income. We can get these vending machines. I can get this touchless car wash. I can get this laundromat and everything, and it's on autopilot, and it's making money. But that ain't how it goes.
Right.
That ain't how it goes because stuff gonna break, something gonna whatever. Some folks steal this, folks break into that, and it's gonna be something to throw that pitch off. Now the actual plan is beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. That's not how shit goes.
Yeah. Line Layla says she just posted a news segment talking about Cash App and Venmo and PayPal, how it's not good for business anymore. Slick says people move too quick. If your food truck is doing good, don't rush it to get a brick and mortar. Layline Love says it's a headache. She says, Line Layla says, I am sorry I haven't called in because I don't need someone to get 20 seconds of my voice. Who, the FBI after you? You'll never know who's watching, who people like lurking. Hey, Royalty, beautifully event. She just checked in. And that's it. I just want to get some of them comments in. Layla, you got the FBI looking for you or something?
She told me she was doing something. She was somewhere else. Right. Hey, I heard you. I thought you was at your sister's.
Right.
But now, man, when you start thinking about those things, like I said, that's one of the biggest things to push, having a passive income. That's you can't underestimate the commitment from a time and money standpoint, hell, even stress standpoint, with getting those things set up in place. Don't get it twisted. Because you can say, like, yeah, I want to, have my business. And a lot of times people are overwhelmed by those incidentals will come and having a business.
Right.
Insurance and fuel, marketing, and everything.
Do you think people actually really, when they start a business, like really, how many people do you think out of everybody that starts a business, percentage-wise, let's say you have 80% of people start a business, how many of them 80% do you actually sit down who actually say to themselves, oh man, we got to add in this, we got to add in this, we got to add in insurance, we got to add in this. They don't do that a lot of times. A lot of people just see the success that is being had. One of the mistakes that they do make is by watching, like you said, you, seeing your success and saying they could do it too. So they don't take in the expenses.
I think only maybe like 5% of people actually go through and do any kind of breakdown of costs. Mainly because they don't know. Mm-hmm. The problem come up is, you got half of them acknowledge they don't know, and the other half just like it's just minimize.
Yeah, I don't think people sit back and deal with the expense side. They only deal with the income side. They want to deal with the expense, especially when they first start. They'll deal with the expense when it comes up. Like, I'm not gonna worry about the fact that I need to get 12 cases of chicken every month. I'm gonna worry about that when I get there. I'm worried about the fact that when I sell these 12 cases of chicken, I'm gonna make about $4,000-$5,000.
Well, to that point, that's a great point. When you look at it, like, if you're an employee, you're concerned with your money coming in, how much money you're making.
Right.
When you're an owner and you start looking at just, you want to get other streams of income coming in, you're looking at the cost you got to spend to make the money.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense for me to have passive income. I got this business going in, and I'm making $10. People get caught up in all that kind of stuff. And I'm talking, and I'm being realistic about. They look at the money. The owner look at what the cost is to make that money. If I got to spend $10 and I'm only making, I might be making 20. I might sell it for 20. I'm making $10 profit.
Right.
Or I might be selling it for 15. I'm making $5 profit. Then I got to ask myself: is the time required to make that 15 worth it? Is the time required to make that 20 worth it? Those kind of things. As an owner, that's what we look at first.
Right.
The costs associated with making the money. You employee, you just concerned with the money. When you look at cost, it's a whole different aspect because you got to be realistic. Can you actually craft everything out from spending your time, spending your money, being away from certain things and stuff like that to be able to generate any kind of profit on top of that? And that's why I think a lot of times people they don't be involved with that side of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It don't make sense for me to sit here and just say, look, I'm selling all these particular items and shit ain't making no damn money.
Right, you just breaking even barely.
Yeah. That's why I told you, like, when me and my son went to the store yesterday, man, I'm breaking down to him, like, man, this is the cost that you got to sell. This is your unit cost.
Right.
And look at this, the margin you're making. What we not adding to the math is the actual time it's taking you to do this.
Okay.
Once you add that in, shit, you're working below minimum wage.
Right.
He didn't know to do that, which most people don't. This is what I do. Well, most people, the problem with most people is they know they don't know how to do that shit either. But they'll skip over that because they minimize. Oh,
that's the negative part.
You being negative. You doing this, that, and that.
That's the negative part of being a business owner. I'm trying to concentrate on the fact that I'm finna make $8,000 every 2 weeks. I don't care about the expense side. I'll get to that when I come to.
There you go.
Why Pushy? Why are you talking to me about that right now? I'm trying to get you to see my plan.
man, conversations go so damn quick when I get to talking like that around. And you know me, I ain't too big. I don't get no damn unsolicited advice.
Right.
But when you want me to start talking, and I start saying some shit you don't necessarily like or agree with, now it's like all this, that, and that. But look, man, this is what I do. Mm-hmm. This is what I do. Right. And a lot of times, people don't want to be able to have that scrutiny. When you start having varying degrees of success, you appreciate constructive criticism. Mm-hmm. And you got to be realistic about one thing, too. You know who your damn audience is.
Right.
Now, we sitting at the, at the barbecue, you and your cousin, y'all drinking and stuff like that. You know if cuz know what the hell he talking about or not. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? You know that. And you know if you talk to a real mentor that's got the battle scars and they give you that experience. Remember I talked to one of my mentors a couple months back, and I was asking about some investments I had to move. And I remember, man, I didn't like what he told me a year ago. But when I called him back early in the year, he said, D, I say now, and I say the same shit I told you a year ago. Mm-hmm. This is what you need to do. I need to do it.
Right.
And the shit I should have did when he told me.
Right.
Because I've been in a much better situation.
Right.
But that's the thing about it. And it happened to all of us. But you know who the people you actually can get credible information from, opinions and stuff like that. And you got to be realistic and be cool with that. We're doing it.
Line Lady Love said, anybody want to buy a barbecue grill? It's a large grill. It already had the truck hook up.
We're going to charge her a damn sponsorship fee.
I don't know nobody will buy a barbecue grill.
No. Come on, Line Lady Love.
He trying to throw it in there.
Come on now.
Maybe she thought maybe you won't buy it.
No,
You're a serious entrepreneur?
No, cooking ain't my thing. Just for myself, that's about it. We're doing it, man. But definitely, guys, I want to just say this and stuff. You got to don't get confused with the lust of just saying, I got these business, I got these multiple streams of income going on, and not really understand the whole magnitude of what comes along with it. I.e. the money, i.e. the time, i.e. the relationship, the stress you can bring with yourself, your family, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of time people sitting there trying to, get into certain things and really underestimating it. How many people, we had a abundance of LLCs and businesses that were started during COVID. Mm-hmm. How many of them still around?
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
You know what the hell you doing? Because that shit sound good because you got that money in your hand. Mm-hmm. Well, you go through get these damn scars and stuff like that, it's different. Mm-hmm. It's different, man. It's different.
You look at your check account, it's always negative every month.
Yeah.
You got to pay for this stuff. You got to make sure this stuff keeps running.
Okay.
And keep your mortgage going and pay your insurance and your car. All that stuff adds up.
And are you really built for when you ain't got shit in your bank account?
Right.
Can you still be out there moving around like it is something in there to bring some money in?
Right.
You have psychologically shook yourself that, hey, man, some more money coming in. And I'm telling you, man, I done damn been there, done that.
Right.
Like, look, I know I ain't got no damn money. I know I ain't got shit up in there. But I ain't moving like that because it's going to come. Mm-hmm. And you stay down, then it hit. Everybody ain't built for that.
Right.
And you got to be honest with yourself about those kind of things. Mm-hmm. You got to be honest with yourself. And you got to be honest with yourself in regards to the actual commitment that it takes to get those streams going and they running strong. Mm-hmm. Because, again, the stream is adding to, not taking from. The creation, it may be that, but you just creating it. Mm-hmm. But if you sitting there like you got this damn salon, you got this actual lawn service, you ain't doing shit but paying money, you losing money and shit like that, you laid on your car note, laid in your house, not because you like, okay, cool, I know what's coming on, this contract finna come through, they finna do that in another month or so, that's different.
Right.
But this shit, I mean, damn, you lost that sea, and you don't see the land for miles away.
It's just flat.
Hey, them birds are swarming over your head. They know your ass finna die. Right. They just looking over your ass. When his ass to die, shit.
Right.
It's coming, man.
Birds are circling.
Yeah, there you go. Be real with yourself. Right. Guys, there's nothing wrong with things not working. Failure is opportunity to get educated. Mm-hmm. Failure is experience. Get your ego out of shit.
Right. Oh,
Get your ego out of shit.
That's a whole nother conversation. Conversation. How do you avoid being egotistic in your business?
Shit, homelessness.
Right.
Homelessness.
Lady Love, you are not the only one asking questions, but you are one of our main supporters, so we ask your questions first.
And it's much appreciated.
And it's much appreciated. So that's the membership has its privileges.
There you go. But with that said, guys, listen, we had nobody call in or anything like that, so we can on the tail end of everything and stuff. So, but definitely, I'm glad to have the conversation with you guys in regards to the biggest mistakes in creating multiple streams of income with that, because again, I know my personal journey with doing things and actually being very naive about certain things and actually going through learning curves and building things and just seeing things work, some don't work, and I know how it is. And I can see people when they are the way I used to be with a lot of things, being unrealistic about certain things. And it's cool. And I always encourage entrepreneurship. I always encourage people that want to actually step out there and do certain things. It's great. I love doing it. But I always say, like, look, be cool with the bad side of it too.
Right.
And the bad side necessarily, I don't know if bad is the right word, but the difficult other side of it, because it's going to happen. It's not, if it's going to happen, it's just when it's happening, you're going to be prepared to be able to mitigate the loss, to be able to sustain, those kind of things that's going to happen to you. And a lot of folks ain't ready for that.
A lot of folks don't want to deal with that part. And I like I say, you can give them the straightforward, like, hey, it may not work out. But a lot of people don't realize that a good idea in your head may not translate to a good idea in the public. Yeah. It may sound good, like, oh yeah, this is great. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's gonna want this. In my master class for my business management, my MBA, the professor said everybody has a great idea in their head. Until they write it down on paper, they don't realize that it's not a great idea. It's just a thought that they had in their head.
Absolutely.
A lot of times when you try to translate that to success or translate that to the population, it doesn't translate.
Yeah.
It sounds good to you. And he says this all the time. He said, it sounds good to you in your head. And he used to always make us say, Coach Eyes, think of this great idea. Doesn't it sound good to your head? Now, write it down. And we write it down. It's like, don't sound good? Now do it. Because it's just not the same.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, people forget a lot of time, the shit you selling, you're not selling to yourself.
Right.
And what you like and what the majority like and what the majority will pay for.
Right.
Two whole different things.
That's what I was going. He said, when you think of this idea in your head, you thinking about what you like.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about what Tom, Dick, and Harry likes.
And damn what they like, what they'll pay for.
Right.
That's the other kicker.
Right.
And people don't want to sit there and just look at that. They don't want to look at that. Are you adding to them? Mm-hmm. Are you making their lives better? Are you doing this kind of stuff? And in the process of doing it, can you charge a certain price on top of what the cost that it's going to cost to make it happen, to ever make you a profit? Mm-hmm. People don't want to look at that. Well, I can do this. Nah, that ain't how shit work. Mm-hmm. And that's why the majority of the world can't go down that road. Mm-hmm. It's not a, knock anything like that. You got to be damn near crazy to see it. I mean, at the end of the day, I always appreciate my friends because I've never been the one to push, hey, man, you need to do this. Don't work for them. Don't do that. I ain't never been the type. When people ask me questions, anybody know I'm extremely accessible.
Right.
I talked to one of my friends that had questions, but I always be appreciative. People don't, I've never had no kind of, I felt like hatred or anything like that. But I always tell folks, like, you gotta understand, I move a certain way because I am the way I am. Mm-hmm. I'm about crazy hell. I like doing that. Mm-hmm. But it ain't meant for everybody.
Not meant for everybody.
And know you. Don't get, if you having a bad time at your job, you might just need to leave your job.
Right.
Not necessarily do this other kind of stuff. Because this shit ain't meant for everybody.
Because you might be bad at your job because you bad at working.
Yeah, and you might be that.
and how good are you going to be trying to maintain a business if you can't maintain your career? I mean, sometimes you got to look at things like that.
It may be that, or it may be the passion, the interest. It could be several factors. But that's why I say you got to be realistic about you.
Right.
Knowing how you are. But and so when we start talking about crafting out these other options for multiple streams of income, guys, take a little time to think about that. Because again, like I said, that's one of the biggest things that's push financial freedom, building your wealth, doing those particular things. And, people tell you the easiest thing to do it is create those multiple streams of income. But in the process of creating those multiple streams of income, you don't want to be creating multiple streams of headaches.
Right.
Multiple streams of debt.
Right.
Multiple streams, all kind of stuff, bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. So you got to be smart about it, guys. Be smart about it. Be smart about it. Know yourself. Again, remember, guys, when you're doing things in life that you have a passion for, that you love doing, that you feel like can improve others' lives and everything like that, those kind of things will make you money. But typically you get into things, hey, we can make money doing this, especially because I seen you do it or them do it, and hell, Deonte do it, hell, he can do it, shit, I can do it too.
Right.
That's wrong damn answer.
Right.
That's wrong answer. And that's not, that really devalues what time and sacrifice that you make. That I just look at it and think it's that easy. Nah, it ain't how it goes.
Right.
What we just talked about, man. Look how from in the past 5 or 6 years, like how many people done left here?
A lot.
They done went to they in their kitchen, they doing this, that, and that. A month later, they ain't got shit going.
Right.
Because they think what you do, they can do.
Right.
Hey, that ain't a knock. They ain't a knock on them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, listen, dog. When people have success and they good at what they do, make it look easy, make it look smooth, and that's what make everybody exceptional. Yeah. That's why it ain't that. You got some people that at your job, man, he a good supervisor, he a good manager because he can juggle the 5 or 6 balls. He can do that, motivate and all that kind of stuff. Everybody can't do that.
That's true.
Know yourself. Know yourself and know what you can and can't do. And like the factors we talked about today, talked about tonight to help you embark on that road if you want to create other streams. There's nothing wrong with doing it, but again, guys, keep in mind the cost of doing it, the structure you need to have those things set in place. So, guys, I hope the information we talked about tonight helped y'all, even though none of you guys called in. I appreciate all the comments and stuff like that. I just knew we were going to have a lot of folks calling in and talking about it and everything like that and stuff. But I appreciate all the feedback we did get on the show. And hopefully, guys, remember, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. That's the main hub. So if you came in the middle of the show or you had to leave out or had to go in and out, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, Mr. Short Dollar, and you can check out this whole show in its entirety. And if you got any questions or something pop up in your head later on, you can leave a question in the comment section. Everybody knows me. I'm always going to respond back to you. I don't never leave nothing that, unresponded to. And if you think you're like, hey, this is a dumb question, it's off the wall, I still responded to it. I had somebody leave a comment on one of the videos today. It's from Change Your Lives. This is a stupid video. This is a crazy. Stop making videos.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, man, with the amount of people we got on all our platforms and all these 1,400 videos, most people don't agree with you.
Right.
Like, hey, man, like, appreciate
it.
tuning in. Well, we did the Travis Rudolph, where we were saying that, hey, keep family and friends out your business, And that guy got they found not guilty on all the charges. But you know how him and his girlfriend had the thing she called the people up and stuff like that, being conscious of that, with doing that. But, and the guys, what I'm talking about, I have another YouTube channel, Change the Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. Make sure you check that out as well. Again, that's Change the Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. You can Google it. Put Deonte Burden in a Google search. All that stuff will pop up. But definitely that was one of the things. But, I say all that to say everybody don't like what I say.
Exactly.
And I don't get in my feelings about that. Yeah, and I don't get in my feelings when you don't. Yeah, I'm one of them people. Like, I ain't finna go back and forth and arguing. Hey, you're entitled to your opinion. That's why we had a show. It's our conversation, not my conversation. I just tell you what the hell to say. But I appreciate all the love and support that you guys do give us. So listen, y'all be safe out there. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk with you soon, and we'll be back soon. But make sure, again, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, and take advantage of all the great information we have there. Take care, guys. Love you and talk. Oh, one quick thing. Guys, the other day we did a live stream about the top business grants for June 2023. We got 6 grants that we introduced so far. 7 grants that we introduced through the month of June, guys. Over $1 million in grant opportunity for small business owners. Guys, go there and take advantage. Again, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Take advantage of all the great information that's currently on the channel and all the great...